Hi guys, it's Rashonda Thornton.
And Natalie Jensitz. Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon. Happy Saturday. We're on here as we've done for the last couple of days, finding ways that we can improve the way we handle these situations by improving our mental health and our, I guess, nutritional health, all different levels of how we can maintain our wellness through these challenging times. Natalie, you want to recap on what we talked about briefly yesterday?
Sure, Rashonda. We talked about journaling yesterday and the benefits of that come with it. So I actually might reiterate a bit of that today, but I'll let you take over today with beauty versus the beast, because there's a lot of fear out there and we need to address this today.
Yeah. And you know what? That was one thing, as we're going through these times, when you think of, we choose the title beast versus beauty or beauty versus beast, because when you think about a beast, you think of something that's unruly, that's dangerous, untamed, overwhelming. And those are the times that we're experiencing right now. So in with that, you can't control it. So it creates fear, creates anxiety, it continues to create negative thoughts. So in the midst of this beast that we're living in, how can we bring in another set of lenses to see the beauty of it? And when you think of what beauty is what's pleasant, what's appealing. It makes us feel good. But throughout this time, how can you kind of find a way to see the beauty out of this beast that we're experiencing? And I'm just going to tell you about the experience that I had, and that's really what brought this particular topic. We went to Forest Park a couple of days ago, just going to walk the dog. And when I went to Forest Park, the streets were lined up with cars like they were if the zoo was open or if there was an event. But this time, the cars were lined up because people were out just spending free time together. I mean, I saw families, throwing catch. I saw people just sitting down on the bench, couples with a bottle of wine. Everyone's pretty friendly. Yes, we're practicing social distancing and everyone's making sure that they abided by the rules, but they were out there just to enjoy the time. And then at that moment, it almost felt, and I don't want to get dramatic with it, but it felt euphoric, because it's like bringing us back to this, we are human, and how we're going to find other ways of interacting, and how we're still going to find ways to enjoy our time and spend our time together in the midst of this kind of chaotic moment that we're going through. And so at that moment, that was my realization of how I was able to see beauty throughout this particular situation. So I just felt like it's a great topic to kind of discuss, because we're not seeing that. We're constantly seeing negative things.
Right. That's a good point. And I like how you were able to feel the euphoria of the moment. Mine come in smaller bits, but we were talking a little bit about like why it's so important to change your lens. Do you want to elaborate on that a little bit, or explain why that's important? Because you are the mindset expert here.
Sure. We're always discussing, like, instead of saying we're going to change our lenses and see it differently, we can't really change the lens of what's the reality, what's happening. So instead of changing your lenses, just bring in another set of lenses, which means just looking at things from a different perspective. And in that perspective, how are you looking at where you're acknowledging the moments of where there is beauty, or you acknowledge a moment where there is happiness that comes out of this through that. And so that's the whole idea of just having a separate set of lenses that gives you another perspective, how you're just absorbing these times, and how are you seeing these times.
I really like that distinction, Rashonda, because it's like people are kind of feeling drawn to like they have to change their perspective and change their attitude and stuff. And This is like an option. Like, you talk about choices a lot, and this is like, no, I know the reality, but I'm going to choose to see the beauty in it right now. So I think that's a great distinction to make.
I agree. I totally agree.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I didn't know if you had a moment. I did have another one, but I can definitely
get
the microphone.
Say that my moments don't tend to be as profound or euphoric, but I pick up on a lot of smaller moments. And one of them was last night, which I wouldn't normally consider a beautiful thing, but my younger kiddo, who is 9 tomorrow, is fascinated with snakes. He finally got a snake, and last night we watched him eat his first mouse in our house. So that was like our
Wow.
own little documentary. We were all filming it.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
We had the dog locked out of the room so there weren't any traumatic happenings there, but
Yeah.
it was cool to see, and just his happiness. And this is why I got a snake, Mom. This is why I got a snake. You know,
Hmm.
just to
It
see.
runs to National Geographic, like when you're
Yeah,
watching those animal shows.
totally. He's all about that, and it's like I'm not sure where that came from, but I'm admiring it, and it's beautiful to see. And then,
Yeah.
just we took a family bike ride last night, and for one, that's rare. We didn't have our bikes out all year last year, unfortunately. Time took over. But then last night it was not funny, but beautiful to see,
Mhm.
interesting to see people connecting in ways that they haven't connected before because they're so in need of that connection. They're playing catch across the street with their neighbors, or, having little pods of families around, but talking to each other across the sidewalks and stuff. So
Yeah.
it is definitely important to be able to see those things.
To see it and then look at it in that form of fashion, as far as that's pretty cool versus up, they're just doing what they have to do to this moment. You can look at that. It's like, wow, that's something we haven't done in a long time. Or people find other ways to connect, or just showing you how much as humans we need. We're wanting to find some way to connect, and that's a part of life. And another thing of connecting, I mean, just look at some of the social media feeds. I mean, as we're going through this, I'm seeing things on Instagram and Facebook, or people are just trying to bring words of encouragement. People are showing pictures of like their family doing creative artwork, or just being silly, learn different languages. Like, to me, when I look at that, it makes me smile, because it's like that's the beauty of, like, throughout this mess that we're going through, people are finding ways to connect. And when they're sharing that, you're able to look at that and just recognize, you know what, it's amazing that we can, still find happiness, and we're sharing it, and we're creating positive energy, through our social media, through our stories. And again, that's a moment of beauty, because just think about it, if we didn't have this situation going, we would see these pictures. We have the regular pictures that we typically see, but you find that people are like engaging more and connecting more, and being able to use social media as a platform to do so.
Right. And I was reading something yesterday, one of my devotionals that came through my inbox was about beauty, actually. So it was pretty fitting.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
And it was talking about how, God has created all this beauty around us, and it's not just by happenstance. Like, it's not talked about like water and food, that we need beauty so much to survive and thrive. But the reality is, He had created a lot of it for a reason. So I think it's definitely worth making an intention to seek it out, to seek out the beauty around us.
I like that intentions, seeing it and then looking at it, striving to look for the beauty in things. No, that's
Right.
great. Great timing too.
And
Yeah.
then I also wanted to mention about the journaling thing quick. To tame it as much as we can, like write down a list of what you find to be your beast right now. Beasts plural, probably. And then on the flip side, put your other lens on and say, how can you change your view of that around and make it into a beautiful thing?
Yeah. No, that's something that you wouldn't think to do that, or even like, that's such a great way to just, again, compare the two lenses and choose beauty over the beast right now. So it's all about using that second set of lenses and looking at it differently, and, like I say, intentionality, and looking for the beauty and wanting to find the beauty. So no, that's a great thing to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll start making my list.
Yeah, I know. I need to catch up on some lists here and reframe
Yeah.
some things.
It's the only way we're going to maintain this positive mindset, through this, and keep ourselves sane, and like keep ourselves grounded, because we can easily, get caught up in, all the different things that are happening, and then it creates a snowball effect for us, individually,
Right. And I
Yeah.
think that euphoria is key too. Like, we can even think back to our own euphoria moments, and what what inspired that. You know, we can seek that out right now if we want to. Similar,
Yeah.
you know, similar experience.
Yeah.
So,
That's true. Yeah. So, I mean, as we're talking about this, guys, we're doing this for a reason. We want to encourage you to, create your list. Do you have a list of, I'm sure you have a list. So writing down your list of all this kind of the beastly feelings or the beastly perspective that you kind of have in this given situation, right on the other side of those particular words or characterizations, and match it up with what can you find the beauty in that. You have to create a second set of lenses to these situations, because you can choose to look at it as half empty, half full. You can choose to find a silver lining. You can choose to waddle. It's like Natalie said earlier, it's all a choice. So what is going to be your choice to these given times?
and share below, post below if you're willing.
Yeah. We would like to hear kind of what is your beast, and what are you doing? How have you found the beauty in it? It's in share it. This is what the community is about, sharing it to others and helping others to kind of see it differently. Because if we all get in this together, being positive and just this reality behind this, but still being able to live through it together, I think this is going to continue to help us with our wellness, with our health, and we have to push through this until it dies down. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's what we have for today, I think, right?
I think that's it. So same time tomorrow on Sunday, coming with you guys with 30 days and 30 ways to improve your health and your wellness through changing the mindset. Talk to you guys again.
Bye-bye.
Bye.